Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, today doing a playthrough of the Gallerist from Eagle Gryphon Games. And disclaimer, I did get a review copy of this one. I had never tried a game designed by Lacerda before, so Eagle Gryphon sent me 3 different ones, and I had the patrons vote, and this one barely edged out Lisboa for the first one I cover. It's a fairly complex game, but I'm going to try to walk through rules as quickly as I can, but if you want to skip right to the solo playthrough itself, just use the timestamps. And if you like the content at the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon, joining the conversation on our Slack or Discord, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to hit that bell for notifications, and listen to our podcast on Sundays. The really basic idea of turns in the game is I'll pick a starting location and put myself on the white action space. After my turn, the Lacerda pawn will first be placed on the space opposite mine, and then for the rest of the game, he's just going to move one space clockwise no matter what happens after every single one of my turns. And whenever he leaves a spot, as long as I'm not already there, he'll leave one of his assistants on the spot he vacated. Now, besides moving around the board and leaving people behind, the only time he'll actually take an action himself is whenever he moves to this international market. And in that case, he'll put down one of his assistants on one of these open spots. And basically, he's going to alternate. He'll take the topmost and leftmost available spot here, kicking out the little token there. And once he has one person up here, the next time he gets here, he'll place one on the topmost, leftmost open spot here. Again, ignoring the middle column. This will all make sense when you see how the actions work. But basically, he's going to be putting people down here to kind of compete with me. Everywhere else he goes, he just walks around and leaves people. Now, the only other really important part of the solo play is whenever you move into a space with either the Lacerda pawn or one of his little assistants, you kick them out. And the consequence of that is they're going to take a ticket from the pile with the most tickets you choose in a tie. So there's all 10 right now, but let's say there were only 9 in these piles and 10 there. They would kick out that ticket to the discard pile. And this matters greatly because in the solo game, when all of the tickets have run out, then you get one more turn and the game is over, and you have to see if you completed your objectives. So with solo somewhat out of the way, let's focus on what the player does. So on your turn, like I said, you move to a location. You can't stay on your same location, so you can't go here and take another action, but you can go somewhere else. And if you got kicked out by the Lacerda pawn, which happens if he moves into your space, you'll be on your gallery, and then you can go any of the 4 spots. When you go there, you'll have to pick one of the 2 actions available. We'll get into those a little bit later. And when you move to a new location, you can leave one of your assistants behind if you have any available in your office desks. And basically, kind of like Lacerda does, if he moves into that space, he'll kick out that figure back to your office, but it gives you the chance to do kind of little bonus actions. The same thing happens if he kicks your pawn out. So that's basically the flow of a turn. You move your pawn to a location it's not currently at, then Lacerda's pawn moves 1 clockwise, leaves an assistant behind, rinse and repeat until all the tickets run out and you see if you won. Now, what is the goal of the game? Well, usually in multiplayer, it's all about money. You're just trying to get the best paintings you can, make them worth more, and then sell them for a profit, really impress the art dealer and other people, get a lot of people to come into your gallery. There's tons of ways to make money. But in solo play, they have 3 very specific kind of goals or objectives you can choose to go for. Now, I have barely won on experience, but I think it was kind of luck. And with me trying to explain what I'm doing and filming while also playing, I think Apprentice is probably the best I can hope for. So in this case, I have to achieve 1 curator and 1 art dealer goal. I'll show you what that means. I have to get at least 4 reputation tiles. I have to get at least 1 masterpiece, the best art piece you can get, and have at least 160 money. So a bunch of things to try for. Now I'm going to somewhat quickly go through each of the action spaces and what they basically do, starting with the artist colony, which is where the artists and their artworks reside and kind of the heart of the game. So when you go here, you can either discover an artist, which means any of these ones that started face down, only one is discovered at the beginning of the game, or you can buy art from a discovered artist. So right now, only this guy is selling his sculptures in, I guess, the entire town. When you discover an artist, you're first going to put this little collector, a white visitor, back in the plaza in the center of the board. And I should say that's if it's a red artist. You'll see the blue artists don't have that. And additionally, you'll put this little token back in the box, but immediately gain its bonus. So this means that for the investors and collectors in your gallery, you can basically move these visitors around and try to get them into your space. You get money. There's another common one you'll see related to the last one. This means for every celebrity and collector in your gallery, you get influence, which is a kind of a catch-all resource you can spend on a lot of things. So whatever the tile is, you gain that bonus, you discard it, and then you flip over the artist and you put the white cube on their starting fame value. And you also take one of their little signature tokens and you put it down here on your board, which basically means you've commissioned that artist to do something for you in the process of discovering them. So you can buy this piece from them at a cheap price since you already agreed on it when you met them, even if their fame grows greatly afterwards. Now, your other option here is to buy an art piece from a discovered artist. And how that works is you pay an amount of money equal to their current fame number. So this guy would cost 5 to buy something from. If he was more famous, it would cost 8. You take their signature token, but this time you put it to the right of your board, showing you actually own this art piece. And where do you put it? Well, you look at the current value of this artist's work based on their fame, and that is the starred space that they're either on or that is leftmost of their token. So here, he only has 1 green star of fame, which means his pieces are worth 5, the same price I paid. But note that whenever this increases to a new threshold, all the pieces of that artist gain value as well. So if different effects cause this guy to get all the way up to here, 12 fame, then I could resell that piece I bought for 5 for 14. Hey, profit. Now you have to actually get the piece you bought. So you're going to take the topmost art matching their type of style. You're going to take all the visitors on top of the art piece, put them into the plaza in the middle of the board, and then you're going to gain these other bonuses shown here. So you gain the number of tickets indicated. This is a common symbol. It means 2 tickets, but they have to be of different types. They can't be the same. And additionally, the artist might gain some fame. So this means they gain 1 fame plus 1 fame for every collector white meeple in your gallery. So let's say I had 1 white meeple in my gallery. This guy would gain 2 fame total, putting him again on or past the 2 green star spots. And that would mean the art piece I just bought is now worth more money. I'll then flip the art I bought and put it in the leftmost available spot of my gallery. Yay, now everyone can come and visit it. And finally, I'll look at the new art piece on top, see how many tickets it offers, in this case 1, and I'll draw that many new visitors from the bag and put them on top. And by the way, I didn't fully explain the board. So you've got the plaza in the middle. You've got each player's lobby right here, which is only important for the international market, which we'll get to soon. And then finally, you have the gallery. And you've already seen having people in your gallery can really help you get extra money, extra influence, and lots of stuff. And the only limit on people in your gallery, you can only have a number of collectors equal to 1 plus the number of artwork pieces you've sold. So right now, having sold none, I can only have 1 max in there. So we've discovered an artist, we bought some of their work, we want to make them more famous to make ourselves money and build prestige. So next we might want to go to the media center. And the first action you can take here is to promote an artist. And how that works is you pick the artist you want to promote and you see what their current promotion level is. It might be printed on their board like this one, so that would be 1. And you're then going to look at the level 1 higher than that, so 2 in this case. I have to pay this much influence. I haven't really talked about it yet, but here's the influence track, so I would go down to 8. I would gain this bonus. In this case, we've seen it before. It's the 1 for gaining influence based on who's in my gallery. I would put the new token on there. If it was replacing another token, I would return it to the supply. And finally, they would gain some fame, hopefully gaining me more money for my painting. So it's 1 star for free, plus again, 1 per collector in your gallery. So it could bump up a bunch if you have a lot of them. The other option, a bit more basic, is to buy some more assistants. You start with 2, and you can only have up to 4 in your office at a time, although they can be out on the board. And as I already mentioned, you can leave them behind when you leave locations. We'll get to what that does later. Also, when you get contracts to sell art pieces, which we'll also discuss later, you can put them on these little spaces to gain bonuses, like we've seen. And finally, they can be placed permanently in the international market to get you bonuses and also compete with the AI for both this auctioned painting we mentioned at the beginning of the game and also for some majority bonuses worth money. And hey, speaking of the international market, let's get to how that works. So when you go here, you can either build up your reputation, which is going to get you one of these little reputation tokens. But to be able to get one of these, you need to fulfill 2 requirements. First, you need to have the indicated number of people in your lobby. You see how it has the little dashed circles around it? Your lobby, not your gallery. So for this column, you can have anybody there, and when you take the action, you'll gain 3 influence. For this column, you have to have specifically a white collector and also a brown investor or a pink celebrity, and that only gets you 1 influence. And then additionally for these, you need to have bought from an artist one of these types of works, even if you later sold it. If you meet the requirements, you put one of your assistants down permanently, they're never coming back, and you take the tile, and again, you get the little influence bonus. These tiles are going to be endgame bonus scoring, but additionally, when you get one, you put it on one of your 6 spots here, and you instantly gain the indicated bonus when you cover it. But you'll see this little reminder here. You have to send one person from your lobby back to the plaza, and you're going to have to work to kind of attract them back to your gallery later. Now, the other option is to put in a bid on the international auction. You still need to have the right number of people in your lobby, so one of anybody or a white and one of the other colors. But in this case, instead of needing to have a specific type of artwork purchased, you just need to spend the indicated amount of money, 1, 3, or 6. When you do that, once again, you put your person on the indicated space, you immediately gain the benefits, so tickets here, or this is free assistance, or money or influence, what have you. And then these assistants are just going to hang out until the end of the game to see who auctioned the most money for this piece of art between you and the AI. And quick note, since you're not getting a reputation tile here, you don't have to return anybody from the lobby, so you could potentially use this over and over again. Alright, we're almost to the finish. Last location is the sales office. This is where you set up being able to sell the art you've bought. So the first action you can take when you go here is to get a contract. You'll just pick one of the face-up 4 contracts available, and you'll put it on one of these 3 spots. If it's empty like this, you'll gain the indicated ticket type. But if instead you have a flipped contract, which means you've previously sold something, you can place it in that spot and discard this old contract. And a quick note I almost forgot, before you take a contract, you're allowed to put out the next 4 contracts on top of these spaces to give yourself different options, but then you still have to take one of the ones showing. But hey, here's another use for assistants, but also something that can tie them up. Once you have contracts on your gallery board, you can place one of your assistants on the square to gain the indicated bonus. But then they're going to hang out there until you sell the artwork. We'll get to that in a second. And then you'll get a new bonus you can put them on for. And then they're going to stay there again until you cover up this card with a new contract. So they'll just kind of go in and out of being on these little cards. And the last major action we have to go over is selling a piece of art. So you need to have the art in your gallery. You need to have a matching contract card. You flip the contract over, returning an assistant if they were on there. And also because they're bummed out that the art is leaving your gallery, if you have anybody in your gallery, you have to send one of them back to the plaza. And you'll see the flipped contract has 2 possible actions on it. Whichever person you sent back determines which one you'll get access to. If you sent back an investor, you'll have their action up. If you sent back a celebrity, you'll have their action up. If you sent back a collector, you can pick which side you want. And if you had nobody in your gallery, you also can pick which side you want. You gain money for selling the work based on the artist's current fame, so like here I would get 11. And then you put the art near your board because your art dealer card is going to give you potentially bonuses based on what you sold throughout the game. Now, something I haven't gotten to, but on each of your turns before or after your location action, you can take one executive action, and there's 2 options. The first one I already mentioned, if you have a contract, you can take one of your free assistants, put them on it, and gain the bonus. That's one thing you can do before or after your action. Or if you've built up some tickets, which usually come from buying art pieces, you can spend as many of them as you like in your one executive action. And for each one you discard, you move 1 meeple of the indicated color 1 space towards your gallery. You can never move them away. So that's how you get people into your lobby to help with the international market, and that's how you get people into the gallery to help with boosting everyone's fame and getting extra money and getting extra influence. You get the idea. So again, you can do one of those executive actions either before or after your location action, but you also get a similar choice when the Lacerda pawn moves into your location and kicks you out to this black circle, or when he kicks out an assistant you previously left on that location, which remember happens when you move from a location, you can leave an assistant there. In either case, you have 2 choices. You can either take an executive action, as we've already mentioned, and by the way, the assistant goes back to your office when they're kicked out. And those are the same executive actions. You can put a person on a contract for the bonus, or you can spend some tickets. But your other option when you or an assistant is kicked out is to take the location action, the same action you take when you move there, but at a cost. And the cost is related to the influence track. The only thing I haven't really touched on much, And how it works is you have to move your token back to the nearest star space. So if you're on the 10, you'd have to go all the way back on the 5. But if you're on the 6, it would only cost 1 influence to take the location action when you're kicked out. Now, influence has other uses besides these free bonus actions. You'll see a lot of spots have little money tokens printed on them. Whenever you're buying something, you can move yourself back to the previous money spot to reduce the cost by 1. You can do that as many times as you can afford. And there's one more use for the influence track in these little star spaces, kind of like getting a bonus action for being kicked out. Anytime you're giving an artist more fame, which means either when you're buying their work or promoting them, you can move your token back to previous star spaces to add 1 more fame to that artist for each one you move back to. Now, there are a few other little details I didn't touch on. Like, for example, whenever you kick out Lacerda's pawn or one of his assistants from the international market, he'll also put an assistant down on one of these spaces. But as you can see, there's a good bit going on in this game, and a lot of things kind of intersect with their interactions, so I'd say just go watch the playthrough and hopefully it'll make more sense. Alright, so here we are at the actual playthrough of the Gallerist, and let's remind you of what my chosen goal is for the solo play. In this case, for Apprentice, I need to get at least 1 Curator and 1 Art Dealer goal. I need to acquire at least 4 Reputation tiles. I need to get 1 Masterpiece, which means I have raised the artist's fame to the maximum level and I own one of their pieces. And I have to have at least 160 money total. So looking at my 2 cards, the easier goal to obtain here is to have 1 sculpture, 1 piece of digital art, and 1 painting in my gallery. And then easiest to get here is to also sell 1 painting. So that's a kind of a good thing to start at. I probably want to go for paintings a bit. But my first choice in the game is which location I want to start at. Remember, the Lacerda pawn will go in the opposite on his first turn. But the big thing here is I'm going to have access to whichever reputation tile I go to. So this one will give me 4 money at the end of the game for each full set of visitors I have in my gallery. This one will give me 2 influence and 4 money for each masterpiece I have. And that seems like a pretty good one to go for because I know that I'm going to have at least 1 masterpiece to win the game. This one will give me 1 influence and 3 money for each of my assistants in the auction over here, so kind of paying me back for the cost of placing them. And finally, this one will give me 1 influence and 3 money for each piece of digital art I have purchased and or sold throughout the entire game. Oh, and looking again, that might not be a bad one because look, if I sold 2 pieces of digital art, I'd get a $10 bonus, and I do need 1 in my gallery as well, so maybe that could be what I go for. And yeah, I tend to like buying paintings and discovering artists early, so I think I'm going to go here for my first action. And I did leave this out of explaining the game, but this goes here, and you don't gain that reputation tile until you put your 3rd painting in your gallery. And then you immediately get it, like another one, put it down here, gain the bonus you covered, and you still have to send somebody back from your lobby to the plaza if you have anybody, but with this one you can actually get it even if you don't. And the other 3 tiles are going out of the game. And now for the action, I can either discover an artist or buy a art piece, which in this case would have to be a sculpture because this guy's the only one discovered. And let's see, if I bought that, he would gain some fame. I'd put 2 more celebrities in the plaza, and I would get 2 tickets, which is not bad for a start. And the nice thing is this 1 fame would bump him up to the 6th level, which means I'd be buying it for $5, but it would immediately be worth $8, which, hey, isn't bad. And another thing to note is basically every single one of these bonus tiles, except for that one for discovering somebody, are only going to reward me if I have people in my gallery, and I have no one. So getting the ticket would let me actually get people in my gallery, and then I could take advantage of these. So yeah, I think buying this makes sense. So I'll buy that for 5, half my starting money. I always like to get collectors in since they're kind of jacks of all trade and help everything, but I'll also get a celebrity since 1's in my lobby already. Then he's gaining 1 fame plus 1 per collector. I don't have any, so he's just going up to 6, which means the art piece is, again, worth 2 green stars. And this new piece has only 1 ticket, so we'll get an investor on the back of it. And I can take an executive action. I think I will spend my white ticket to move this guy there. I won't spend the pink yet, because if I sell this art piece soon, I don't want to have this guy in here to go home. And Lacerda just gets placed for his first turn. This does not count as actually visiting and moving to the international market, so he will not place a person yet, although he'll leave one, of course, when he moves away. And you know, I think I am looking for a quick turnaround on that art piece, so let's go ahead and go up here and get a contract. Oh, except silly me, there aren't any contracts for sculptures, so let's place 4 more cards out and hope. There's 1, good. So I'll go ahead and get that one. And there's actually not a great bonus to come up because if I put one of my assistants here, this means I get to take a visitor from the bag and put him straight into my gallery. But that means then when I sell the sculpture, I'll have to kick him back out of my gallery to the plaza, so And I'm trying to go for those collectors early, so let's go ahead and put it here and choose a white ticket again. So let's see, I could take an executive action and put this down here, but again, do I want to? Well, sure, why not? I think I have a plan. I'm going to go ahead and get a collector and put him straight into my gallery. All right, now the Lacerda pawn will come over. He'll leave an assistant behind, and he will kick me out. So I can choose to do an executive action, or I could spend 5 influence because I'm on the 10 spot, so I'd have to go all the way down to 5 to take an action, but I don't think I want to do that. I guess I could take an executive action to spend my pink ticket, which I was kind of going to do anyway, but there we go. And why am I doing that? Because I'm going to go promote my guy. So he's currently at 6 fame and 1 level of promotion, which means going to level 2 will cost me 2 influence. But then the bonus I get is influence equal to 2 times number of celebrities plus 1 time collectors. So I go back up to 11, just past 10. And then he's gaining fame equal to 1 plus number of collectors, so that'll be 2. And I'll go ahead and scoot back to the 10 to make it 3. And now my painting's worth 11 instead of 8. Sorry, I meant my sculpture. That's not a painting. All right, meanwhile, Lacerda moves, which means now anywhere I go, I'm going to kick him out, and I'm going to have to discard a ticket. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and sell my art piece, so that does kick this guy out, which will discard 1 brown ticket. And I'll go ahead and sell the only art piece I have, get my visitor back. I have to get rid of somebody from my gallery. I'm going to pick the celebrity. I want to get my collectors built up. So this will flip to the celebrity side. Let's see, if I can sell a photograph, I'll get a 10-point bonus and be closer to winning my objective. And speaking of money, I forgot, that was worth 11, so I have a 16 total now. And now as my executive action, I'm going to spend 1 white ticket to push this guy down here. Because now I've got 2 collectors and things can really heat up quickly. All right, Lacerda's moving down here and leaving an assistant. And I think I need more tickets because I can't even get anything here yet since I don't have anybody in my lobby. So sure, let's go over here and discard another ticket. And I think I will leave an assistant behind. Let's see if that helps me out. And let's see, this time I think I do want to discover somebody. I have to get digital art going, right? But that's perfect. I'm thinking I might try to get this guy to be more famous, although I guess that means I should buy a sculpture from him now and then do this. So sure, let's do that. I'll buy this for 9. And it's 0 by itself, not a great piece, so he's just going to get 2 fame from my collectors. I get 1 ticket of choice. I guess I'll get a white ticket again. And this one is again worth 11 currently, although if I do what I want to do and boost this up, it'll be worth 14 soon. All right, Lacerda's coming to the international market for the first time. He will boot his own person, so we can just switch him over there. But he's also going to take his first spot, which is this one. When I saw this but didn't mention it to you, I'm probably going to try to get this. It'll make my sculptures all worth more, and I can get it since I've bought sculptures so far. But to do that, I would need more assistants. So I guess I'll go down here and kick out this person, and I will leave an assistant behind. And the kickout's going to get rid of a brown ticket. And I'll buy some more assistants. So let's see, I have 7 money, so I can't afford 4. Let's just get 3 for 5. And I get a free brown ticket and a free pink ticket from that. And as my executive action, I might as well use all of these to get 1 of each guy in my lobby. It's not going to hurt. All right, Lacerda's coming over here, kicking out my guy and leaving 1 of his behind. So I could, again, spend 5 fame. Or actually, you know, let's rewind things just a little bit. Instead of using the tickets right now, I could have gone. So let's push those guys back for now. I could have used my little contract action, now that I have another assistant, to get just 2 influence, but then I can go back those 2 influence. And that'll let me take a free action up there. And since I need some money, I think I'll get this painting one that'll let me get some extra dollars. I get this contract, I'll get a, I could get this guy back, but no, I'll get a brown ticket for now. Because, hey, money. All right, now for my turn, what do I want to do? Well, first I think I'll spend all my tickets now. So that'll get the investor right into here, the other 2 there. Which means in a moment I can get 4 money. So sure, let's go over here. This guy gets placed, and I have to discard a ticket. And they're all even, so I'll get rid of a pink one. And I will get the one I planned on, so that'll get me 3 influence. And I do have to kick somebody back. Let's set my celebrity. And let's see, which bonus do I want? That'd be 4 more money. That'd be 2 more fame for somebody. I get another person. Actually, yeah, you know, I'm about to get some more. So let's go ahead and get another investor. Come straight from the plaza to my gallery. All right, then Lacerda is going to come over here and kick my guy out. But I just boosted my influence, so I'll go down to 10 to take an action with him. And yeah, like planned, I think I'll discover actually the painter now that I can sell a painting. So that'll give me 2 more fame. We'll bump this guy up. I'm thinking I'll make him my masterpiece target. Let's see, he's only at 3, so he's pretty cheap, and I get a painting ready to buy later. Now for my action, could come down and promote that guy again. That would give me some tickets. It would move me down to where I could get a free action more easily when I get bumped. But I actually think making the sale is more important, so I will leave somebody behind here. I'll bump him, which will discard a brown ticket, I guess, this time. And I'll go and buy my commission for 3. Oh, wait, with what money? So before I do that, my executive action, I will go and put a guy here. And that's going to net me 6 money. There we go. So now I'll buy it for 3. Man, I'm getting way too many celebrities. They go out there. I'm going to get 2 tickets in a second, and he gains 3 fame. So nice. Now it's worth 8 for the tickets. I guess I'll get a white and a pink, because brown, there aren't too many of them on the board. All right, then Lacerda's going to cycle around, but not leave anybody. All right, and I think I don't want to bump my own guy, so I guess I'll sell? Yeah, I think I kind of got it. Okay, so that'll discard another ticket. We're about halfway through the ticket stacks, which is not looking great for me. Can I leave somebody behind there? It's my last assistant right now, so I don't think so. Okay, so I'll sell my painting, getting that guy back. I will return an investor, which will get an investor spot open to me. That means I have completed one of my sales goals. If I can sell a photograph, I'll get the other one. Although I can't forget I still have to buy a bunch of paintings and get a bunch more reputation tiles. But the painting was worth 8, so I'm at 13 overall. Let's see, do I want to get more money? No, I'm going to take my executive action to move a yellow into white. Now, the negative is I need to get more whites out so I can do some of the actions I need to in the international market. But I do have 3 collectors now, which is going to be a nice boost for a lot of things I want to do. Okay, Lacerda's coming in here, and even though it hurts, I think I have to spend the 5 influence. And I'll go ahead and grab the painting one that's available to me. That's going to give me 2 money for each painting I sold. I think I'll sell at least 1 more, so that should be 6, which is not bad. Let's see, this would get me 5 money right now. Or I could give somebody 3 fame. Okay, I'm still trying to get that masterpiece, so let's do that. And I can't forget, Lacerda also takes his action, so there he goes. Yes, to show you with that 3 fame, that guy's there. If I promote him once more, I'll have a masterpiece in my exhibit already. Alright, so quickly before Lacerda comes to bother me, I'll go there and might as well leave an assistant for him to kick out. Alright, now I do need another painting, and I need to get digital art at some point to complete this one for my objective. So even though I was thinking about selling a photograph, it might not make sense time-wise. So let's see, maybe I discover the red one here. It'll get me 3 influence, which should be good for a free action. And it'll get me another collector that I can get to my lobby later. Or I could just do this and make that guy have a masterpiece immediately. Let's see, he costs 8, he only costs 1. Yeah, I want to buy a lot more stuff, so... yeah, I think just getting this guy to a masterpiece right away is really good. So that's a 1. It's not actually worth anything yet. I get his commission. And this guy is now masterpiece level with my 3 collectors, which means I get my $5 finding bonus, and I have the only painting by him. Yay. Okay, Lacerda's going to come over here and bump me. That would cost me all my fame. It would be down to 0. That seems silly. So no, I won't take an action with him. Let's see, I'm thinking I could go back to the international market, and it's worth noting that I did plan this a little bit. The auctioned art piece is a sculpture, which would make it a masterpiece if I do win the auction, so I might want to try to do that. But first, let's maybe take an executive action and get, what is that, 5 for me right now. You know, actually, I think I might need more assistants now that I've got a lot of money. So let's kick this guy out, lose a ticket, and I'll leave my assistant back there. I've got 23 bucks, so I definitely want to get him, maybe him. What would that be? That'd be 10 total. Then I'm going to get 3 influence, which should set me up for a free action. And to get a ticket of my choice. I think that'll have to be a white. And speaking of the free action, I will take it. Oh man, I was going to buy this guy's cruddy digital art, but it won't get me any tickets. If I buy the painting I need to complete my collection later, that'll get a white guy in the plaza, a collector, and also an investor. Yes, so let's do that. So that's going to cost me 6. But let's see, it's being boosted 1 plus my 3 collectors, 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, almost all the way up there. So it's going to be worth 11. Nice. So these guys come out, and I'm going to get 2 tickets. Brown one, and I guess maybe a pink one. All right, on my turn, I'm definitely going to go to the international market because I have to get 2 more of these. So first, I'll use my executive action to spend a white ticket to get this guy in here, and I might as well get an investor in there as well. Right, so then I'll go over here. This guy's getting bumped to there, and we're also discarding a ticket. A brown one, all the stacks are down to 4. All right, now I can grab either of these, and I'll need at least one of them. So this one's going to be 1 influence and 1 money for every single one of my assistants, which is pretty crazy. I have almost all of them out, so yes, that's probably going to be my last one. And then the rest I can spend trying to get that masterpiece later. That will knock somebody out. I guess I don't have a brown ticket right now, so let's do that. Where do I want to put this? That would get me 5 more money. That would get me 3 influence, which could be a free action. That would get me another guy, which would also be extra money for me. Or some tickets. Do I want tickets? I don't know. I guess these are all about like having art pieces and selling them. So let's go ahead and just get the 5 money. Okay, Lacerda is coming down and leaving an assistant. I'll definitely be leaving somebody behind, but where do I want to go? I still want to buy at least 1, if not 2 more pieces of art, so I guess I'll go here. Take out a white ticket. Alright, so all I need is a digital piece of art to finish my collection, and since I have a masterpiece, I can actually hold 2 more pieces of art. But yeah, let's get the digital one dealt with before I forget. So it's only costing me 1. But yeah, this guy's going to blow up quickly, because look. I get no tickets from this, but with my 3 collectors and plus 3, he's going up 6. So wow, he's only 1 step from being worth 11. That's a times 11 increase. Awesome. And very important, I did get my 4th objective tile, or bonus tile, whatever they're called. And let's see, that would get me a 3 influence, which could get me a free action. Or again, that could get me an extra person, although I'm doing pretty well there, or some tickets. Let's go for the 3 influence in the action. So my collection is done here. What I think I might want to do is maybe try to get a photograph and then sell it, because that would get me some extra points. Remember, I'm getting extra for every photograph I sell, so that wouldn't hurt. Meanwhile, Lacerda is kicking me out, and he's going to place his guy down. So be here, but I don't care much about those anymore. And since I can, I won't even have to kick anybody out. Let's see, he's got 2 bids so far. I do have enough to spend 6. Which of these do I care the most about? Let's see, if I get a 6, if he puts down a 3, I'll still be beating him, so that seems to make the most sense. Let's get 3 more influence for a possible future action again. Does leave me with only $5, but that should be enough to buy a photo like I want to. Oh man, I just realized how long it's going to take to sell a photograph. I got to get a contract, I got to go discover a photographer, then I got to buy the photograph, then I got to sell the photograph. Gosh, what is that, 4 turns? Well, I guess if I leave assistants, not as many. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get it started. We are down to just about 3 per ticket type. I guess this one's fine, right? It'll get me an extra assistant for free, which will also get me more of those victory condition things. Oh, and sorry, I did want to leave an assistant on my previous space. Do I want to free up one of my other assistants or get a pink ticket? I think I care more about freeing up, so let's get this guy back. Because then as my executive action, I can get a new assistant for free. Nice. Alright, and Lacerda's gonna kick me out. Oh, and I can't do anything yet because I haven't actually bought the piece yet. So I guess I'll just head away. Let's see, I'm about to take an extra action with 3 influence. I want to go over here and promote somebody. I want to do 1 or 2 influence. So I could promote my painter or my digital artist. Either of them will go up 4, which will leave them short. Oh no, actually for my digital artist, it'll get them to the gold star, so yes. Okay, so I'll pay a single influence. That'll get me a ticket of my choice. I don't know if I actually want that, but too late. I guess I'll get, I don't know. White ticket, why not? Alright, and this guy will go up to gold star value, so my digital art just became worth, 14 for the 1 I originally spent? Nice. You know what, I think I will, use my pink ticket to get this guy down here. Am I going back to the international market? I mean, he's definitely going to challenge me on the auction at least, so I'll just move the pink guy in. Because when he moves in here, I'm going to spend my 2 influence. And I'll discover my photographer. Oh, I forgot. I already had a good amount of money here. So I can either get 5 money or 5 influence. I mean, I guess the money is better, so maybe I shouldn't have moved that pink guy, but I will. He's going to be on a 4. And I got the commission, so I got to go there one more time to buy it, and then another time to sell it. Jeez. So with that in mind, on my turn, let's... man. I really think... I'm just going to use my ticket and get my... Oh, no, I can't get my collector in here until I sell another piece. But let's go over here, bump him, get rid of a brown ticket, I guess. And I will leave an assistant behind. And I'll go ahead and buy this for 4. Oh, weird. You didn't get any fame? Oh, man, these expansion ones are odd. A ton of investors come out, but I get a bunch of tickets, which maybe is good because I'm going to run out the endgame. Do I want to do that? Well, it's 1 of each, so oh well. All right, Lacerda's going to come over here. Might as well spend my tickets, because I certainly don't want to use my influence to promote somebody. I wouldn't have any influence left. Man, I got a lot of tickets. Okay. Can't fit another collector in until I sell my next painting. But I might as well move both a investor and a celebrity. And they are... okay, cool. All right, for me, I'm going to go do the sale, so I will definitely leave somebody behind there. Not that it'll probably matter. That leaves only one of each ticket type left. And I'll sell this lousy photograph I bought for 4 for 5. I get one of my assistants back. And I got to send somebody home. So I've got, 2 white tickets. I can probably get one more. So if I sent home a white guy, I could get him in. Sure. So that means I can pick the side I want. And I guess I'll go for the money, because influence is looking a little tight. All right, the Lacerda is going to bounce over here. And I'll put a guy out here. I'm tying here, which is great. So if I never do anything else with this and the game ends, which I think it will, I'll win the auction, and I'll get half the money here, which is pretty good. All right, so we're pretty much at the end. I think I'll bounce my own guy and leave a different one behind. And I can get some extra victory points by owning another one of these, although that'll only give me 1 ticket. If I bought another painting, it would still be worth money to me. But I could get a white and a pink. That would get me 2 more people in my place, although do I care? Well, if I take tickets, I am going to do intermediate scoring, so it'll probably help me. So, sure, let's get this one. So it'll cost me 10. I barely have enough. Going to get 2 more investors. Not that I care much, but I'm going to get a white ticket and a pink ticket. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to get a brown and pink. That'll finish both those piles, so there's only 1 ticket left. And I'm bumping them up 3 fame. A little bit shy of true glory. And before the turn ends, I'm going to spend 1 of each of these, and I guess I'll spend the white as well. And that'll get all 3 of these guys in, and that guy, because intermediate scoring can be very kind to me. And how it works is I basically do the bonuses for brown and white, and the bonus for pink and white. So I'm getting 2, 4, 7 money, and 7 influence. And after Lacerda moves and bumps my guy, this will be my last turn, because there's only 1 ticket left. So let's see, do I want to take the action, which would cost me 2 influence? But no, I won't have enough executive actions left to put it on all the contracts I have, so he'll just get bumped. Well, I should say he'll just get bumped and use the executive action to get me another 7 money. Oh, and I forgot, after the tickets run out, I get a whole other turn. So if I go down here and promote my painter, what am I going to do with my last action? I guess I can, discover somebody else or something. So yeah, I'm going to go down here, get rid of the last ticket. And I don't think Lacerda takes another turn before my final one, so I'm not going to worry about leaving somebody there. And then I will promote this painter that I now have 2 paintings of. Let's see, I've got 3 white. Oh, she has nothing, so that'll cost me 1 influence, down to 11. And I get a ticket of my choice. Oh, I can actually fit another white guy in there, so sure, I'll take it. So she's going up 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And I could spend 10 of my influence to make her a master, but nah, it's okay. All right, now as my executive action, I will move that guy in. With all those guys in my gallery, I'll spend my final action discovering somebody. Let's see, more money is better than more influence at this point, so let's discover this sculptor. Don't really care about anything except for this, which for me right now is going to be 8 more money. All right, and that's the end of the game. Let's run through how things go. So first we look at the international market. So here Lacerda clearly gets first place, so I just get 3 money. Sorry, you can't quite see them. There we go. Then here we tie, so we split the total of the 2 spots, 25 rounded down, so 12. Next we resolve my reputation tiles. Let's see, for this one, I have just 1 piece of digital art, so that'll be 1 influence and 3 money. For this one, it's 1 per assistant, and there's a 10. I just didn't get 1, so that's 9 influence and 9 money. Oh, this one's way better than I thought. It's 2 per work of art I acquired at all for selling or buying, so I have 7. That's 14. Wow. And last one, 1 influence and 3 money per sculpture. I have 1 in my art and 1 that I sold. Unfortunately, I have not gotten the auction yet, so you don't count that. Next, I get the value of all my works of art. Let's see, I've got, there's a lot. 20 plus 34, so that's 54, 68. Yeah, I'm keeping track of my money. I'm looking pretty good. Okay, now I get to the auction. I do win. I had 6 and he had 5 total. So it is another masterpiece. And it's not going to help me fulfill either of these, so I'll just keep it, but it is worth another 20 as a masterpiece, of course. All right, next we look at what I sold. I think I got 2 of them, right? Yeah, I did. So that's 15. And just about done. Now we look at my gallery. I did have at least 1 sculpture, 1 digital, 1 painting. I didn't have 2 photographs, so I just get 10 more. And lastly, we look at the value of my current influence, which is 8. So it looks like I had a grand total of 191. Not bad. So let's see. I definitely fulfilled a goal for each of my curator and art dealer. I had 4 reputation tiles exactly. I had 2 masterpieces and way more than 160. How close was I to experienced? The highest goal of my curator card. So I would have had to focus quite a bit differently from the beginning and go for 2 photographs. 5 reputation tiles would have needed 1 more. 2 masterpieces, I had that, and 180, I had that. So I might have been able to win on experience. Maybe I should have given myself more credit, or maybe I just cheated rampantly, and you all will be telling me in the comments how badly I did. But there you go, that was the Gallerist from Eagle Griffin Games. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see my review of the solo play specifically, click the link that just popped up. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.